You'll have, letters that are left behind, for example, where someone is going to, dictate kind of what they did and what was going through their mind. If the person had a laptop computer, they were a computer, some kind of social media, some kind of medium that would allow investigators to get into the mindset of this person and determine what it was that they were doing. And just as important as that is, it's going to be very important for investigators to try to determine, were there any pre-incident indicators here, any warning signs that maybe other people would have picked up on that they didn't, or maybe they didn't, report that to law enforcement. A lot of that's going to be coming after they kind of circle this target, really get a full picture of who this person is. And then, it's not just on other people, witnesses to provide information. Law enforcement officers are going to be going through their own holdings and determining, is this someone that was known to us? Is this someone that was made aware, perhaps in the past by a tip? Maybe we picked up on our own, or there was some kind of suspicious activity. This will be a very lengthy, in-depth investigation to try to answer all of those questions.
And it's one thing, Josh, for a shooter, unfortunately, to go into a school here in the United States, and we've seen it way too many times. It's another thing for the shooter also to have these explosive devices, right?
That's right. This takes it to a whole different level. I mean, if you think about some of the access to firearms, which we've been debating that for a long time in this country, about getting hands on firearms and weapons, this is the next step. This is someone who's actually taking it, his own initiative to actually put together a device, to gather the ingredients that are necessary to build a device that's going to kill people. And again, that's a whole new level of criminality, a whole new level of depravity. Again, that at least ups it in the minds of law enforcement officers trying to determine what was going through his mind as he set out today to take lives.
All right, I want you to stand by, Josh. Shimon, stand by as well. We're going to be hearing shortly from the Texas Governor, Greg Abbott. He's going to give us an update on what has happened at the Santa Fe High School outside of Houston. Much more of our breaking news coverage right after this.
This is CNN Breaking News.
I'm Erica Hill in today for Brooke Baldwin, and we are staying on this breaking news out of Texas, a deadly school shooting at a Texas high school. We can confirm 10 people are dead, 9 of them students, 1 a teacher. Police say a 17-year-old student is now in custody. Another student is detained. All of this unfolding this morning at Santa Fe High School, which is just southeast of Houston. Investigators say explosives were found at the school and also off campus, leaving that community on high alert, the school district on lockdown. At this hour, investigators are searching a trailer where they believe those devices were assembled. Here's more from students and parents. Listen to them here as they describe the terrifying moments of chaos that broke out this morning just after classes began.
We heard the alarms. Everybody just, started leaving, following the same procedure as we did, because nobody thought it would be this. Next thing you know, we just hear 3 gunshots, loud explosions, and all the teachers are telling us to run, go, run. Me and my friend Ryan Calvert ran to the forest so we could get shelter, and that's when I called my mom.
And then everybody was panicking, everybody was crying, and then I started seeing 2 or 3 students jumping over the fence, trying to get further away from all the fire.
If you would have heard what I heard this morning, the fear in my loved one's voice because of my son being in that classroom.
Really scary. Really, really scary. Nobody should have to go through this, and nobody should feel that pain. It hurts my heart to see this.
President Trump addressed the shooting a short time ago as well.
This has been going on too long in our country. Too many years, too many decades now. We grieve for the terrible loss of life and send our support and love to everyone affected by this absolutely horrific attack. To the students, families, teachers, and personnel at Santa Fe High. My administration is determined to do everything in our power to protect our students, secure our schools, and to keep weapons out of the hands of those who pose a threat to themselves and to others.
CNN crime and justice reporter Shimon Prokupez is standing by with the latest on the investigation. CNN's Rosa Flores is live there on the scene in Texas. And Rosa, first to you, what more do we know at this hour?
Well, Erica, some traumatic moments here for students and teachers as shots rang out at about 8 a.m. this morning. And at this hour, this is still a very active scene. Take a look behind me. There is a lot of law enforcement presence here, both local, state, and federal officials on scene. The latest that we've learned is that explosive devices have been recovered from the school and from areas around the school, adjacent to the school. It is active. Investigators right now gathering evidence and also trying to make sure that every individual that is in and around this community is safe, asking people that if they see suspicious packages for them to call the police, because again, they have found pipe bombs and also pressure cooker bombs in some of these areas. Now, they're not giving us all of the specifics, Erica, for strategic reasons and for safety reasons, but they are asking people to be on alert. As you mentioned, 10 people have died, 9 of them students. We've also learned that 2 law enforcement officials were injured. There's at least 12 individuals injured total with multiple gunshot wounds. Of course, this is a time that's supposed to be of celebration. It's the end of the school year. Students and teachers and parents are usually preparing for graduation, and instead, some of these families are now preparing for funerals, Erica.
Sobering to say the least. Rosa, thank you. Shimon, I understand